you know, it was the same kind of thing where it's like he's got a studio on this gorgeous studio called Rancho Recorder out in the middle of nowhere, Michigan. And so it's just him and I with masks, you know, 40 feet apart from each other. It's like, all
Yeah.
right, at least I'm not having to push the buttons. I can just play guitar.
Yeah.
So I got all the guitars done with him, brought it back to Chicago, rented out a studio called the Buddy Project in Queens. And then I flew out to New York, and Joseph met me at that studio in separate rooms. Recorded, we got his vocals done. I mean, he was fucking prepared too. We did all the main, basically all the vocals for that album were done in a day and a half.
God damn.
Wow.
I was fucking floored. I mean, I've always been a fan of Joseph singing, and he's just fucking fantastic. But I was like, we're gonna get this record done in a day. This
Yeah.
is like unheard of from a vocal standpoint. He
Mhm.
just fucking nailed it. So once that happened, then I brought everything back here and mixed it in Chicago.
Okay.
So, so I mean, I guess technically we were kind of in the studio all together, but not the four of us all at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And was that
So
like, obviously there wasn't a pandemic this time around for the next record, but or this record, but was it a similar process where it was a lot of like getting together in rooms, but everybody was still separate?
well, I mean, we tracked this. I think it was last September when we recorded everything. So you know, we're more or less past those kind of constraints.
Mhm.
But we were like, okay, we at least got to try to all be in the same place.
Mhm.
So Joseph and Jeff were able to fly out here, but it was funny. So this time, like me, Joseph, and I mean, sorry, me, Jeff, and Rodrigo were all able to record together at the same time. But Jeff ended up having to leave before Joseph got here. so
Oh.
so he flew back to Chicago, I mean to New York, literally the day that Joseph arrived from New York.
Mhm.
Oh.
But at least three of us in some capacity were always in the studio together. And I mean, I'm not going to say that it made for like a more cohesive recording experience, but there was moments to the fact that we could actually be in the control room all together,
Mhm.
sitting there and listening and throwing ideas around that really sparked a lot of magic. And I think it was really important for this record.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Sure.
Well, I'll
So, you know, it's like the
hope-
first record, I feel like you can feel the tension in it. And I love those kind of tensions because they make for great recordings.
Yeah.
They make things feel exciting, you know. So I don't think that the first album would be the same if it wasn't recorded under the conditions that it was in.
Mhm.
But it was nice to have a little bit of like room this time.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully LP3, everybody's finally in a room together. All four of you can get together and make
I've
the
already
magic.
got like almost the entire LP3 written. So
Damn.
God
Oh my